Yo, hello guys, and welcome back to the TUA TAGOVAILOA player career series that we have here. It's been a good series up to this point, and obviously we're coming off of a very, defensive game where, you look at Houston had the lead, TUA had the lead, they scored early. Defense was very big in this game. I mean, only 17 points for both sides. But you look at that fourth quarter comeback, and that's kind of what it was. I mean, technically, where Baltimore finally figured out what was going on. And they scored 10 and to win the game. We take a look at TUA. TUA played probably the worst you could, you could do. I mean, threw under 50%. 7 out of 15. It wasn't a good day for him. The William Lewis, he was having a game. They fed him 17 times. Baltimore did, and obviously Jamil Singleton was doing very well. And honestly, I feel like Houston should have ran the ball a little more. But that's it. We're gonna sim to the Super Bowl, see who wins the year number 14 Super Bowl of this series. And how long does TUA's career last? I mean, we take a look at guys in history like Brett Favre or Peyton Manning or Eli Manning, and these guys played well over 14 seasons. Peyton Manning playing 18, Brett Favre playing 20, but those guys also had success. All right, they had a lot more success going into this game, and now we take a look, and you see that the Ravens have made it again. So that's interesting. But I mean, so those guys had a lot of success, and I don't know if TUA can make it that long with, the type of success he has under his belt. Only 2 times he's made it to the playoffs, and both times have resulted into an L. It's not like he's putting up fantastic yards or touchdown, passes. I think 39 is his career high. The Ravens right now have a chance at making history in this series and being the first team to win 3 trophies, which would put them at the most for this series. We'll see if they can do it here. Let's go ahead and advance it. They're going up against the Vikings, which don't have a Lombardi trophy yet in this series, so we'll see if they can get there first. And they can't. So we did lose against the champions, and that does make me feel a little bit better. Before we went into that game, I said it. I said that Baltimore had one of the best rosters in this game, and the fact that we held them to 10 is actually showing how good Houston actually was. They ended up beating us, going on to win even more and make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and then ultimately win the biggest game in kind of a dominating fashion, where their defense was really good, by the way. Let's just keep that in mind. Their defense was really good. They held Minnesota to 10 points as well, under 14. The only team really that, the New York and Denver kind of was able to do it, but Minnesota, they struggled just like we struggled on offense. But ultimately, the Ravens, they get their 3rd on the series, and that puts them at the most, man. So here we go. I don't know, honestly, TUA is regressing. We're gonna see. I don't think he's gonna be retiring anytime soon, but I don't know. He's just getting 1-year contracts. Josh Allen retires after 16 years. So we'll see. That's around. Keep that in mind, because that's around the time frame that TUA's at. Devontae Smith retires after 12 years. Our top wide receiver. We could possibly see TUA here in a minute. I'm hoping that's not the case. But matter of fact, let's go to let's just go to the Texans and let's find out. Has TUA retired after 14 years? No, he hasn't, but we do lose our top wide receiver and our free safety, Mika Fitzpatrick, who retires as well. So we will be seeing a year 15, and question is, will he be starting? Obviously, I don't think if he gets a starting spot, he'll continue in the league. He'll probably, you know, we're just going to send him to the draft, by the way. He'll probably just play the, you know, retire after that. We'll see, though, what happens. Let's take a look at free agency because, again, he was on a 1-year contract. Not sure where his future lies as far as... oh, well, there it is. He's going to Cleveland. Tua Tagovailoa has been replaced by Lance, who's a 35-year-old, 79 overall. Tua is 36 at 80 overall. 80 overall. He never was able to, you know, move as far as his development, but I mean, honestly, that's crazy. You know, Tua is now just flopping around here. Was drafted by the Dolphins, went over to the Colts, played most of his career in Indianapolis, then went to the Cincinnati for a year, then went to Houston for a couple years, I think like 2, and then now is in Cleveland. Kind of cool he stayed in the AFC. We'll see. It's a 1-year deal for around $16.7 million. So let's go over to Cleveland and let's see. This could be his last year. Alrighty, folks. Here we are. So the draft is over with. We've got to see, did Tua get that starting spot? Because Cleveland might have, you know, signed a quarterback. Who knows, or whatever. Now, unfortunately, Cleveland isn't the team that they used to be. As you guys can see, their highest player is an 89 overall. It's not good. This is a bad team. Tua is going to probably be the starter. Matter of fact, right now he's the only quarterback on the roster. I don't see Cleveland making it, but maybe. This team is a bad team, though. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Browns do simulate really well in this game, like they have the last 3 Maddens. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get another playoff run, but this team is not good. I mean, like I said, you take a look at their top guys. Bobby Bonds, 89 overall at 29 years old, and they're an old team too. Look at this. All their top guys are 29 plus, and they're not even in the 90s. Cleveland is in a bad way right now. And again, they only have 1 quarterback on the roster, so we're going to go ahead and just sim to regular season here. And I mean, this has been a fun season, or a fun series for me personally. I really enjoyed this. I could definitely see this coming, you know, maybe to next gen. I will have a franchise mode coming whenever I can get my hands on a PS5. You know, I feel bad for my Panthers fans and my franchise fans. That's kind of what I want this channel to, you know, that's my favorite thing is franchise mode. Being able to, you know, manage a roster and stuff like that. So whenever I can get my hands on PS5 and get the new version, I guess, of Madden, that's when we will be starting up a franchise series. And I'm just praying that I can, you know, make up for that Carolina Panthers franchise that I was having so much fun with, and unfortunately it had to come to an end. Now, taking a look at this roster, Tua will be the starter, possibly his last year starting. But we have John Tomlinson, the rookie running back, which shows a little bit of hope. But, I mean, again, this Cleveland roster is in a bad way. I mean, we have nobody to throw to. Our top guys, 77 overall, Jimmy Rogers. No speed on this roster either, really. Fastest guy we have starting is a 91 speed. So, I mean, no one's going to be getting beat, you know, open or, you know, down the, you know, we don't have a deep threat, really. For tight ends, at least we have Randy Streets, who's an 85 overall, but again, you know, it's going to be rough. As far as who's protecting Tua, Mike Monroe, 75, 79, 81, 69, 72. I've seen worse lines, so at least you have some type of line protecting Tua. Luke Telfer, 86 overall. Defensive line, not the worst. Linebackers, obviously you can see this is where the defense kind of steps in. It's a little better. They have a solid secondary and their cornerbacks at least. 2 good starts, but then it dips really big. So when we get spread out, like maybe that's where we struggle. For free safeties, just safeties in general, it's not good at all. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know how this is going to fare, honestly. Maybe simulation will be a little better, but this could possibly be Tua's last year. We're just going to go ahead and sim to mid-season, and see what we get. And here we are. So, not a surprise. Now, I will say it's actually a surprise that we're still in the running. I mean, we're at 3-4. It's not a surprise that we don't have a winning rate, but I am surprised that we're still in this thing. We could make it to the wild card, depending on, you know, how we play against the Steelers this week and going forward. At the midpoint of the season, of possibly to his last season, he's struggling. Probably the worst start of his career. He's throwing 63%, which isn't bad, but only 5 touchdown passes up to this point and 5 interceptions. And I mean, you can't blame this on Tua just completely. I mean, you literally seen his wide receiver core. He doesn't have anyone. There's not even a guy who's decent. You know, I consider, as far as ratings go, overalls, you know, 85 or an 80 to 85 is an average guy. You can do something with that. Anybody under 80 is definitely below average, and our top guy is a 77. So, again, if Tua was an elite quarterback, maybe he could make those guys like a Tom Brady status, you know, guys who made, you know, Wes Welker very big and stuff like that. Tua isn't at that level. Tua, I guess it's safe to say, he was a average quarterback in this league. He wasn't bad, but he is probably going to be forgettable, like a lot of quarterbacks are. You know, you're only going to remember those guys that had those big playoff runs and, you know, dominated the field. And again, so they go 8-8, which ain't bad, but that's not going to be good enough to make it to the playoffs. And that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. The Jaguars make it, but Houston makes it as well. That's rough. So, yeah, Ravens didn't even make the playoffs, so they definitely won't be repeating. So let's go ahead and send him to the Super Bowl. I think this could possibly wrap his career up. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to just see. And it's the Broncos-Seahawks, a rematch. Oh, wow. Okay, do either of these teams have a trophy in the series? They don't. So we will be seeing a new champion. Houston got eliminated right off the rip. Jags had a decent little run. They lost though. They won. They lost. They almost made it to the AFC Championship again. The Bills made it, then lost to Denver. Okay. All right. This is interesting. Let's see who can win this one. And again, this could be it for Tua Tagovailoa. Let's advance here. So here we are. Oh, wow. What a Super Bowl. It's Seahawks. The Seahawks just barely doing it. Beating the Denver Broncos. Wow. And here we go. Let's just take a look at the retirements right off the rip. Who is retiring? Jordan Love retires after 15 years. Patrick Mahomes after 18 years. Is Tua still staying? Oh, Baker Mayfield retires. Oh, man. It looks like Tua may, he's staying. It looks like Tua may be staying. Let's check. Tua just doesn't want to put it down. You know, he doesn't want to end it like that. Let's take a look at the roster here and see if he's still here. Yeah, 37 years old. He's regressed to a 75 overall. I think it's going to depend on if he is labeled the starter or not, if he decides to retire. Because you can have late retires. So we'll see what he decides to do here. So we're going to go ahead and send him to draft and take a look at the free agency. 'Cause I doubt he's going to be in Cleveland again. And so with that being said, it looks like, oh, he had a bid. He's going to Tampa Bay. Wow. TUA TAGOVAILOA is going to Tampa Bay. He's now a 75 overall at 37 years old. And I think this is where the series wraps up, my friends. He'll probably be a second string quarterback. And yeah, I don't know, man. I had high hopes for Tua's career here. I hope this isn't accurate. You know what I mean? There's just no telling. Let's go, before we switch over to Tampa Bay, let's go see if he's gonna be the starter. What are the Buccaneers looking at quarterback? They are not looking. I don't know how the rosters really compare nowadays. And oh my goodness, Tua could be starting actually. Wow. And now he's just floating around. He's almost turned into a Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, where he's just floating around, you know, team to team. So let's see what Tua did last year. We didn't take a look. So he ended up turning around that season out in Cleveland, and he threw for almost as much as he's done in his career high. He threw 23. I mean, he was at 5 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. He turned that year around, and he threw a 94-yard bomb as well at the age of 36. So let's not forget that. He was also sacked one of the most times he was in his career. So I mean, that's not bad actually, and I can see why he's still a starter. That makes sense. Now, he has played for 4 different teams the last 4 years of his career, so that's how you really know it's starting to dwindle down. Again, he'll be remembered for his time out in Indianapolis, where he played the most of his career. I think we have one more season to simulate, and let's go do it. Alrighty, guys, here we are. So it's time. We are going to simulate this season where, you know, the Buccaneers have signed Tua on a 1-year contract. Same deal. He's starting. And what a weird turn his career has kind of turned into, where he's like that Ryan, you know, Fitzpatrick, just kind of just bouncing around from team to team, getting those 1-year contracts. And, you know, well, it's interesting. We'll see. Oh man, yeah, and I think this is it. You know, this is definitely going to probably be his last year. 2-6. He just, you know, I don't know whether it was just unfortunate luck for him in simulation, but his career has definitely been forgettable. And that's kind of unfortunate because he played decent, but it really goes to show that, you know, those who get remembered are the ones who make the playoff runs. It doesn't matter how well you do when all the numbers are added up. If you're not making a Super Bowl run and holding up the Lombardi Trophy a couple times, or winning the NFL MVP a couple times, you're just going to be forgettable. I mean, it's not like this guy. You can't look at these numbers and say he was horrible, because the man played average. He played pretty dang well, but nothing to remember. Nothing there that says he's going to be a future Hall of Famer kind of thing. So let's just go ahead. Let's sim to the playoffs here, and I guess we're going to be wrapping up this series here. So here we are. They ended up finishing 10-6, or 6-10, should I say. Bottom of the division. Tua did throw for 4,000 yards, 23 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions. So not bad. As far as, you know, regression though, he's going to go probably down to a 70, possibly even in the 60s, because he only got that one upgrade during the season. So yeah, a lot of his stuff will definitely end up going down here. And you see it, you know, Tua is the number 31 ranked quarterbacks in the league. So he's And this is before he's been hit by regression. So he's going to not even be at the starter caliber anymore. So we're going to take a look into his career and, you know, also take a look at these playoffs. So simming to the Super Bowl, what a way to end it here. We're going to end it the way the NFL started, with obviously the first official Super Bowl. Obviously it goes back before this, but I don't care. You know, obviously this is when the first Super Bowl was played. Not the AFC Championship or anything like that, or the NFC Championship, but the Super Bowl, the Lombardi Trophy, was played for the first time. These two teams competed against each other, and that's how the series is ending. It's pretty nice to actually see that. Now, I want to note something. Look at Houston. They went on a run. Made it to the AFC Championship. You know, and that's the team that Tua played for in the playoffs. Funny thing to note, look who's in the Super Bowl again. Torrey Griffin. Torrey Griffin is in the Super Bowl. This man is going to be a legend. Oh my goodness. He may be the best quarterback to ever play. He got a couple Lombardi trophies. He's got a couple rings with Dallas. Now he goes out to KC after Patrick Mahomes retires, and he might have another one. He might get another one. There's Zach Wilson playing better than Tua ever did. Tyree Gary is with Houston as well as a backup? Wow. Okay. That has taken a turn. Super Bowl 70. Let's see. I'm kind of rooting for Torrey Griffin here, man. Let's see what happens. And there it is. It is Torrey Griffin. Torrey freaking Griffin wins the Super Bowl. And it's the Chiefs. So the Chiefs in the series, probably with 2 Lombardi trophies. And let's go ahead. Let's take a look at these retirements here. Alright guys, so let's take a look at Tua Tagovailoa's career. He's calling it quits. He is calling it quits. He played for 16 seasons. He threw for 56,143 yards. I'm not too sure where that ranks in the NFL. As far as completion percentage, 62 completion percentage. He threw for 417 touchdown passes. Just to compare, I'm pretty sure like Brett Favre threw for 508. So, I mean, that's not too bad. Especially compared to that Brett Favre threw for like 300 and something, like 362 interceptions or something like that. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. This is a damn good season, or a good career. I mean, it's not bad, but, I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be forgettable just because he never had a run in the playoffs. Taking a look at his legacy leaderboard compared to some of the greats like Tom Brady, who got 7 rings, 10 championships, and 19 yearly awards. This is why he's going to be so forgettable. Those stats look great. Almost like a Phillip Rivers. But you look at his legacy stats, and he's only got 1 stat, and that's 1 yearly award, where I'm pretty sure he won Rookie of the Year. Besides that, he has no champions, no Super Bowls, and I mean, literally only 1 yearly award. For Patrick Mahomes, we'll just take a look at some other guys. Patrick Mahomes finished off with 2 rings, 4 championships, and 29 yearly awards. And so that'll get you remembered. Winning those MVPs, winning those awards, that's another way to be remembered as a great. So Patrick Mahomes, though he didn't win 7 rings and Tom Brady is still the GOAT, Patrick Mahomes didn't play bad. Under him, you got Drew Brees, 1 championship ring, or 1 Super Bowl ring, 1 championship, 15 yearly awards. Then under him, you got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, right under him. Damn close race. Then you got Torrey Griffin, 2 Super Bowls, 4 championships. So he played in the Super Bowl 4 times. Tom Brady played in the Super Bowl 10 times. He played in as much as Patrick Mahomes did. The only thing is Torrey Griffin's career isn't over yet. He's still playing in the league. So Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson with 3 rings. And I believe he's still with Baltimore. He's still playing. He's trying to take a jab at Tom Brady. But again, no one's even close really to what Tom Brady has done. Baker Mayfield right up there, close race. But the thing is Baker Mayfield is now retired and in the Hall of Fame, by the way. So he finished with 2 Super Bowl rings. You got Fitzpatrick, 16 yearly awards. Justin Fields, you comparing the two, Justin Fields, he played better. 8 yearly awards compared to Tua's just 1. Joe Burrow, who was a free agent, he didn't have that good of a career. 6 yearly awards, still more than Tua though. And then you get to Tua, obviously. People that he played better than. Justin Herbert. So far, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is still very young in his career. Well, not very young, but he's still younger. Tyree Gary, which I don't know how. That just goes to show how this system is kind of broken anyways. I mean, this man has 2 championships, and he's 2 for 2 in the Super Bowl. I mean, not 2 for 2. Well, yeah, 2 for 2. He's literally 2-0, undefeated. How is Tyree Gary so low on the board? I don't know. I mean, this man has 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 championships, and 2 yearly awards. I think he's definitely well above Tua at this point, especially with them being rivals. So I don't care what this says. Tyree Gary is definitely better than Tua, without a doubt. So, I mean, you see it here. Unfortunate, Tua just didn't have a remembering career. So viewing the player card of Tua Tagovailoa, let's end this here. He was 38 years old when he called it quits. He played 16 years in the league. He made it to 2 postseason appearances where he lost to the Jets in year 11 of his career, 28-21, and then finally made it back in year 14 of his career, where he lost to the Ravens, 7-10, and the Ravens did go on to win that Super Bowl. He hopped around for the last 4 years of his career, and had a decent run. His career high for passing yards, 4,460 yards, I believe. And he almost did that in 2034. But I think the best season of this man's career was, I think it was this season right here. And that was the season he made it to the playoffs against the Jets and lost. But he threw for 39 touchdown passes and only 7 interceptions. The most touchdowns of his career. And another thing that's pretty notable is after his rookie year, he never threw that many interceptions ever again. That's pretty interesting. Pretty good. He almost did it in 2027, but these are the stats for Tua Tagovailoa. That's going to be it for the series, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Again, waiting to get my hands on a new console so we can try franchise mode again. I'm craving it. It's my favorite thing to do, is to actually be a head coach and try and build up a roster, and kind of like a simulation. So I'm excited for that. Still trying to decide on what team I want to use, because we're not going to go for Carolina again. Just because I feel like, it just wouldn't be right starting over. It'd be kind of weird. So I want to start fresh. And so that will be coming eventually, whenever like I said, depending on how long it takes me to get my hands on one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this series. This was something new for the first time I tried this kind of thing, and I enjoyed it. I think it would have been a little more action-packed if Tua would have had a little more of a successful career. But hey, you know, that's what makes it entertaining. That it's not, you know, it's not up to me. It's up to the player. So I hope that is, you know, good enough of a series for you guys. I know it was fun for me. Thank you guys for watching and joining me on TUA TAGOVAILOA'S journey. That's all I got for you guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.